Them lies and them secrets might be the reason I can't sleep or see you texting and calling, but baby, I ain't what you need. If you think about it, no, it ain't me. If you think about it, just let me be. You was a letdown. Think of all the time you had me stressed out. You don't know how I feel to be let down. The more that you left, put a hole in my chest. Life was a mess, you was a letdown. The time that we spent, you made it again.
SPEAKYAMINDZ, my dog.
Okay. Yo. Welcome to the Speak Your Mind show on the Social Notion Network. This is our very first episode. I'm Rod, the co-host. And we got a special show going on today, man. And I'm just excited to have this first episode and, you know, have one of my guy on the show. And let me give a quick shout out to the Made Man Gang, Social Notion family, to the Social Notion network, to the Speak Your Mind family. Shout out to my Foot Live family. So we got a special guest on today, and it's none other than my boy, actor, model, Josh Verax. What's up, boy? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
So how your day going, man?
It's going pretty good, man. You know, just another day in the life. Work, gym, repeat.
Repeat, yeah. So Josh, you coming out of northern Kentucky? Is it close to Cincinnati?
Yes, it is.
So how was growing up in northern Kentucky? How was that for you?
It was very different. Very rural area where I grew up. Just a lot of woods around me, small farm. Very different than the life that I live today.
Yeah. So growing up, did you ever think you'll be modeling or acting or anything like that?
No, I never did, but you know, I kind of had a sense of I had more to give to the world at a younger age, but I just didn't quite know what it was at that time until
Okay.
I found modeling and acting, and it's just been going well. I've been able to express my talents to the world. So.
Okay. So when did you get to Lexington, Kentucky?
I moved here in 2010, right after I graduated high school.
Okay. And ever since then, when you moved here, did you start getting to, how long after did you move here did you start getting into modeling and acting?
Actually, a while. I didn't get into it until I kind of had a late start for my age, I guess you could say. I jumped in about 2017 is when I kind of started, and I've never looked back since.
So with modeling, was it hard? Who introduced you to modeling? Like who got you into modeling and say, oh, you need to be modeling, you will be great on the modeling scene?
It definitely was actually a random lady at a mall in Ohio that I ran into. She mentioned it to me, and you know, at first I was like, okay, that's not something that happened where I come from. You know, I'm like modeling, and then I thought about it for a couple of years after it just kept repeating in my head. And one day I just decided, he was like, hey, let's try this out. And I just started off as like a hobby. And then it became a passion, and then it started becoming a job to me. Started making money. I started getting working with companies. Right. Yeah, it was a blessing, honestly.
So did you start modeling? I mean, did you start acting at the same time you started modeling, or was it a little distant between them?
It was a little later because I actually really wasn't comfortable at first with acting. I had tried to avoid it as much as possible. And then eventually I was like, all right, I need to branch out. I need more growth. So and I started like auditioning for more commercials because normally I would skip them. I'd be like, I'm not gonna audition. And then
Yeah.
I started auditioning, and then I started like landing things. And then I got into film, which is more of a recent move for me, and it allows me to express my talents more.
Okay. So was was it, do you remember the first shoot you ever did? And when you did your shoot, was you like, okay, and when you actually seen the picture come out, you was like, oh, I can do this.
Yeah, I remember specifically like one of my first big shoots that I did, well, which was big to me, was a bridal shoot for a social media for a bridal company out of Georgetown, Kentucky. And I was like blown away by the pictures. And I was like, wow, I was like, man, it's like I really, have some raw talent here. And then I just took off with it, just kept going, kept grinding.
Okay. Um, with modeling, how long did it take you to see your progress and see you move up into like bigger and not trying to belittle the first people who took pictures, but to move up to when you start getting noticed, like, okay.
Yeah, it kind of took a while because when you first start, I mean, a lot of people are aspiring models. A lot of people are just doing it for fun, as I was originally. And then when I started taking that next step, I was like, you know what, this is an investment in me. I want to make a little bit more money. And basically, I don't know, I would say around year 3 was when I really started to like go to that next level.
Okay. So when did you get your first acting gig?
So my actual very first acting gig was actually one of my very first jobs in the industry, but it was no speaking lines. It was for like a bank, and I played a contractor role, and I just wore a hard hat and looked at some plans. So it was that simple.
So that was like kind of your first like really acting too, was?
Yeah, it was fun. But I was like, okay, that wasn't bad. But at the time, again, I was still trying to avoid those things. But when they're like, yeah, we'll pay you this, and I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So
Okay.
I did it, and then eventually I truly found out that like I really do enjoy it. I was
Yeah.
just like kind of scared of putting myself in those positions and out there like that. And then eventually, I broke down that barrier, and here we are.
So I had a pleasure of meeting you a couple of years ago, and when I met you, I seen you working, and I'm like, he's on his grind. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be somewhere. Man, you always stayed in contact. You know what I'm saying? We became getting closer and becoming cool. But I seen your growth, and I seen you go from here to there so quick. And I'm like, how was that for you? Like, was it exciting? Was it like, man, like, I didn't think it would be like this, you know? Did you
Yeah.
ever think you'll get to that point, to this point?
I just knew that like I always had like a good work ethic and a hustle, so I knew eventually I'd get there.
Yeah.
It took some time, and then once you start like getting like into that next level, and it's like tears to it, it seems. And I just keep going up and up, and it feels like it's going quicker and quicker, booking more jobs, and I'm loving it, honestly.
So with I know that the entertainment business could be kind of hectic, kind of harsh. I know I'm in it. So I know sometimes like when you want to do something, have anybody ever told you no?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. I've auditioned for hundreds of things and not even got a call back. I've, even made it through pretty far in auditions, like when I did the audition for The Bachelorette. made it to the semifinals, and you know, I
No call back.
had it all the way, and they never reached back out to me, nothing. So it's a little discouraging, but I just, you
Just
know,
motivation for you.
yeah, I use it. Take all the no's, and I turn them into positivity.
So I see you signed to two agencies. Is one of them is both of them a modeling agent, or one of them like a talented agent and a modeling agent?
So like Helen Wells is the modeling agency, and so is Tribe in Nashville. But Tribe is actually a talent agent considerably. And then Helen Wells has been around for a long time, so they're a pretty big modeling agency.
Okay. So how did them two opportunities come about for you? How did you get to where they wanted to sign you and wanted you to be on their platform and want you to be one of their talent model actors?
So basically, whenever they had like openings for to bring on new people to the roster, I then applied, and then went from there and went through the little process they have. They bring you in, they kind of like interview you, they look at your portfolio, and then from there they decided, you know, yes, we want to bring them on, or no, we don't. And both of them said yes, thankfully.
Yeah. So was the process long? Was it like, I'm waiting to hear back? You know, you was nervous. Was you nervous during your interview process with them?
I actually wasn't nervous, especially with Helen Wells, because they really like, I don't know, I felt like family, like they knew me. They made me feel welcome. So there really wasn't any nerves there. Even with Tribe, there wasn't any nervousness either.
So I know that you chose them too. Did you have any other suitors like was trying to sign you to their agency?
Yeah. So before I signed with Helen Wells, I was also in the process of like doing working towards like MV models out of Cincinnati, and just based on both of my visits, you know, once to Helen Wells and once to MV, I decided based on how I felt when I was there and the people that I met and how they treated me. And Helen Wells was by far, like I knew in my heart that that's where I wanted to be.
Okay. So you said Helen, where they out of Cincinnati? What they out of?
So they're actually based out of Indianapolis, but
Indianapolis.
they have a office in Columbus, Louisville, and Cincinnati.
And have you got a chance to work with a lot of the people that on that talented roster over there?
Yeah, several times, and there's a lot of fantastic people. Everyone I've met has like great personality, has a good work ethic, and as soon as the cameras start, everybody just snaps into the mode. Just go, they're in character.
So when it comes to like casting, how do like what you do to, you know, get the butterflies out or, you know, prepare for like if you get called for a casting call and you gotta act right on the spot, how you prepare for that? Like some people, you know, a lot of people be talented going into them casting, but they get nervous in front of people, and you can kind of tell when you're doing because you know, I've been in casting, I've been nervous as shit, like nervous, and you know, how do you to like the young up and coming models or actor, how do you prepare for that?
To me personally, like I mean, I used to get nervous. We all get nervous. It's kind of natural, and depending on how big the job actually is, the nerves are gonna be there. But eventually, you know, you push through them. With me, I just like if I had time to like practice the lines, I would. If I didn't, and I was able to just read off of the script in front of me during the audition, then I mean, I would just read it fluently and read it the way that I thought that they want that character to be.
Okay. So since you started modeling and acting, have you been getting a lot of support? Like, where your support system come from? Like, what makes you? I know you're doing it for for yourself. You want, but who's the people in your corner? Just like I want you to make it.
Yeah, definitely.
Who your biggest support system? Like for your parents, you got friends. I know you got a girlfriend, so
Yeah, I mean, my girl is definitely my #1 supporter. And then my three best friends, Jerry, Troy, and Logan. They're
Troy.
definitely, they want me to take this as far as I can. If I make it big, I make it big. And I'm hoping that too. And then my family, of course. Outside of that, though, I mean, that's all I need is just the right people in my corner.
Yeah. So what when did you get your first um leading role in the movie? Like I seen that you was working on some stuff, but I didn't know if you had a lead in it or not. But
Yeah.
how did you get your first leading role?
So my first actual lead role comes in the Wimbledon Dreams film as a character named David, and he's a tennis pro, and it's a faith-based film and all that. But I was actually contacted by the AD of the film, and she had asked me how my tennis game was, and I was like, I mean, I play for fun. It's not like
So
I'm.
so you have had previous just messing around with tennis experience.
Yeah, just fun and just playing with fun with people. I've never played like a real game.
Okay.
And I essentially was typecasted for that role, which was nice. And then, yeah, it just like it's exciting for me. I mean, being a lead it's a lot of people want that when they audition, and I've auditioned
So
and not.
so so that with that movie that you said a lady came up to you, who was the how did the role even come about, like for us, like who was the director, who did the film?
So the AD was Katie Ward. She's the one who contacted me about the role, and I knew her previously. And then uh, the director of photography was Tim Obeck, which he's out of LA. And then let's see who else was a part of that. Uh, then there's a lot of other people too, like some of the grip people.
So was anybody from your team like in that movie, like from the roster?
No, not from any of my agencies.
Okay.
The other people were kind of
Like random.
we just kind of filmed the teaser for it, and which they got to send that off out to LA, and then they'll get like the funding for it, and we'll go from there. But we still got like 2 more scenes to film. They shouldn't take long. They're like one's jogging in a park, one's like doing some jump rope kind of thing.
So was the script hard to remember when did you first get the script? Was it like, ooh, like
I actually got the script several times because we made some adjustments and
okay.
some of the words. Thankfully, in a lot of the teaser stuff, there was only like one section of it where it was me having to talk and speak. A lot of the other stuff was more just kind of like me in the background or me actually playing tennis, those kind of things.
Okay. And did y'all have a reading for it? Like when
Yeah,
when
we
you
did.
when you first got picked, everybody got picked, y'all had a reading for it?
Yeah. We basically, me and the rest of the few other people, we kind of like met up at a tennis court here in town, and they had brought the news out there too to like kind of like interview me, and then
Oh yeah, I seen that.
and they also interviewed Christopher, who is, I mean, he's the writer and I guess he's the producer as well.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was fun.
And you say he's out of California?
No, Christopher Kelder is the writer and the producer who is from Lexington.
Oh, okay.
The DP, the director of photography, is the one from LA, who I met by random chance.
Okay. So with the model game, now that you're in it, was it hard getting into it, like getting gigs? And I know it's hard, like for us, like trying to book something, because there's a lot of models out there. It's a lot of actors, So was it hard trying to get a gig?
Yeah, you're competing against like so many talented individuals. There's a lot more talented people than me that I've auditioned for the same thing, and like it's like I beat them out, and I'm like blown away by that sometimes. I'm like, man, they're a really good actor. How in the world did I like get a role over them?
Okay.
Or even with modeling, which is a lot of that is based on like the look that they want. And like if you have it, you have it, and if not, then they'll go with someone.
Yeah. So what would you say was your favorite shoot you did for modeling?
For modeling, it definitely had to be like the romance novels, and that's just because of like how many. Like I went through like 12 different outfit changes, and everything from like medieval wearing chainmail to like cowboy western to just all over the place. Even some contemporary stuff.
Yeah,
it was fun, and I ended up being on like 9 covers. So that's kind of
dope.
cool.
That's dope. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's excellent. Was your like with the modeling, what's your with the movies, what would you say was your favorite casting call, like to do? Like you felt confident that you was absolutely gonna get the role. Like you was like, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna get this.
I felt pretty confident when I auditioned for a film called How to Con a Con. It's a short film, but it was different because I had to play the bad guy, and so during the audition, I mean, there's a lot of yelling. I had to use like a gun in my audition. I didn't have to, but I had one, so it's like, and so I felt really confident, and I did end up actually getting the role as the antagonist. So it's good to be able to play like both sides. There can be a good guy, can be a bad guy.
Was it hard trying to go to the bad guy role?
I mean, yeah, because I'm not like that in real life. Yeah. So it challenged me, which was nice. So I mean, I'm always up for a challenge, and
you definitely had to tap into your other side.
Yeah, I did. I really did. Yeah.
So with movies, like a lot of actors and actresses, they don't like to get out their comfort zone. They won't take certain roles because they not comfortable with it. They like to do the same role, and it could keep them at a standstill. Sometimes you see a lot of good actors out and actresses out there that you be like, man, they disappeared, you know what I'm saying? Because you look at some of the previous work they did, and it basically kind of the same type of, what kind of role are you willing to take, and what kind of role will you not take? Like,
I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that I wouldn't do, unless it was something that like I just morally felt like I can't do this. That would be the only times that I would ever not want to be a part of something, is if it just felt morally wrong for me to do.
Okay. And what do you say what kind of advice can you give for like the aspiring models actors who trying to make it, even to the point where you at, and then, you know, what kind of advice for them to not give up and just keep going? What can you give the
You know,
young people?
definitely get used to, get used to the word no. It's gonna happen a lot. And then just get used to, when you start, like, people are gonna be kind of negative about it just because they don't understand the industry. I don't know if they mean to be that way, but and you got some people that'll be like, "Oh, you're not gonna make it." Taking that energy from all that negative energy, and then transforming it into a positive energy, so that way you can keep grinding, keep hustling, and just keep going, and eventually you will find the successes as you progress.
So, have you ever ran into a casting director that was rude, or that you
Yeah,
like, man, why you gotta act like that? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I definitely have. I don't even remember what it was that I was auditioning for. It was a commercial for a casino, and the, the casting guy, it was in Cincinnati, and the casting guy was just just really nitpicky about everything. He like made me like go, like, I was wearing black, and he was like, "I don't want you to wear black. My backdrop's different." He's like, "Go to Walmart and buy a completely different outfit." I'm like, "Okay." So I had to go buy a whole new outfit, come back, did the audition. After the audition, he said I did well, so at least there was some of that.
So, did you end up getting the part?
I did not, because
So
we
he
had
made,
to.
he made you go do all that just for you not to get the part, the role.
Yeah, yeah, because they shot it in groups, so it was 4 people in each group. So,
Have you ever been to an audition where it been a lot of people and you've been like, wow, man, like,
not
what's the biggest audition you ever been to?
the biggest audition I did was The Bachelorette in 2018. But a lot of that was even when I went in person to meet with all the people from ABC, like the casting people. Um, there wasn't like hundreds of people there. It was just like a select few group of people that made it that far. And then, when COVID happened, everything just went online. So I have
That
no
made it
idea.
harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have an agent right now, or like
I just set up 2 agencies. One strictly just deals with Nashville. They don't really do much outside of that. And then Helen Wells in Indianapolis.
so they got like an agent for you, your personal agent, like manager or something?
No, unfortunately, they don't. I would love to actually get my own agent. That's kind of like the next step for me, because my contract with Helen Wells, I'm pretty sure expires either this next month or soon. So I
Have
have to
they
make a decision if I
have
want to.
they have they talked about re-signing you?
They haven't mentioned much, but I think what might happen is they'll probably try to just keep me on the roster. And then I'm sure they'll offer me to resign. I'm not 100% sure though, but
Right.
I'm not 100% sure though if if I want. I really want an agent. I really would love to have
Have you
my individual.
have you reached out to any agents?
I haven't. I don't really know where to look to start with that
Cali-
process.
California, New York,
Atlanta, somewhere.
yeah, Atlanta, Tennessee, got some good agents down there. So, what model in the game and what actor in the game that has inspired you?
Definitely Ashton Kutcher, just because he's done both. He's been a model. I think he used to be signed with like Mother Models or something like that. And then he also, obviously, he's an actor. He's been in tons of movies. He was on that '70s show. He can be serious. He can be funny. He
That
just
that's
seems, even off camera, he seems like a super great person.
He had that show Punk that I like. Oh
Yeah, he did.
man, hey, talk about growing up. Like, so what? Some of your favorite shows out there that you watch? You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be like, oh, I love to be in one of them shows one day?
Actually, I mean, as of right now, as far as shows that I've been watching, I watch like The Handmaid's Tale. That's a pretty good series. Also, what is that show called? I can't. I'm drawing a blank. I see. The funny thing is, like, I do like a lot of acting and stuff, but like when it comes to like watching TV, I'm just always
Yeah.
so busy that anytime I turn something on, I'm like watch it for a little bit, then it's like fall asleep for the night.
So you more of a Netflix guy or Hulu?
It depends. Sometimes there's certain things on Netflix, certain things on Hulu. Now, there is a show that I do love called The Mandalorian. It's a Star Wars.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Plus, yeah, like I mean, I would give anything to be in one of those movies or shows. That'd be like
Okay.
a dream come true for the kid that I used to be.
Yeah, I hear that. So tell the people like what some of the things you working on and what can they look forward to seeing coming out from Josh?
So you have Wimbledon Dreams still. Still waiting on the funding for that. And you'll have How to Con a Con, which is a short film. That'll actually film in August around like in Lexington, Versailles, a few different areas. And then I also got cast for a role that it'll be shooting in Mexico. Well, that's exciting. I mean, I'm looking forward to going down there. And then as far as modeling, it's just kind of like as things come, like I get things in my email, castings all the time. So hopefully,
And so
like,
when you see something you like, you go to it.
yeah, there was actually one I received the other day for like Rogue Fitness. I was like, man, this would be cool if I could definitely get this. But you never know. You're competing against so many people, and it's all about in their mind they have a look that they're looking for, and if you fit it, then you got it.
So besides acting and modeling, what kind of some of the hobbies you like doing?
So I'm a personal trainer as well. So like being in the gym is one of my passions. Another thing I like to do, I still love it. I just haven't been able to do it a lot lately. Bass fishing has always been something I've enjoyed.
I love fishing too.
It's enjoyable, it's relaxing, and sometimes it can be competitive, like when you're fishing with other people.
Okay.
And then yeah, I mean
That's
I
good.
used to be a big sneaker collector too. I still have a
Sneaker.
lot of shoes, but I've sold a lot too.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I got like 100 pair of shoes, bro. Like I love shoes and I buy too much. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
So I I like to do some on the show that we gonna start doing, and that's to ask people what's a hidden talent that people don't know you have.
I would say I would say I think I have two. Creative writing is one. I used to do inspirational writings and like some romance style writings. And then I would say second, I don't know if it's really a talent, but my intuition. I'm pretty
Okay.
good at judge a character and the types of people that I meet, and I'm like, okay, I don't really want them in my corner, but or I do. I'm like, yeah, they're great, fantastic. I'm pretty good judge of characters. So
Okay. So you with the personal trainer, I mean with the writing, would you like to be a writer someday? When you mean writing, do you mean like you could write like movies, music?
I think I could write music. I think I could even write scripts. But my favorite thing is to like just write in that moment about
Okay.
whatever it is that's like on my mind, depending on what state of my mind I'm in. It just depends. And a lot of it I like to write to help others. because I'm all about that. I mean, I do what I can for anybody and everybody that I come across that wants to, that shows that drive and that passion, and they want to do something like what I'm doing, or even just in everyday life, whether it's like me with my personal training clients, or if it's just people that I know that are my friends. I always try to
Okay.
find some way I can inspire people to be better.
Be better, yeah. So how long you been into the personal trainer?
Uh, this will be this will be like basically when 2020 is when I started the end of 2020. So it's not even quite been a year yet.
Okay. But
But
you
I've been
enjoy it though?
yeah, I love it. I love the people that I work with. Just training everybody and getting everybody, you know, health in line, and it's fun. And they're all great people.
Okay. So tell the fans and stuff where they can reach you at social
Um,
media.
you can definitely reach me through my Instagram. You can essentially type in just Joshua Verax and I'll pop up. I think on my Instagram it's Verax underscore, that's XAREV, just my last name backwards. And then Facebook, just type in my name. I don't use Twitter or really any other social medias. So I just use those two mainly. And you can reach me there. And if you want to see any of my stuff through my agencies, you know, you can look through Tribe Talent, or you can look on Helen Wells and search my name, and I'm on there.
So there you go, folks. Josh Verax. You can look forward to seeing this episode. It's dropping Saturday. So if you want to see this interview, it's dropping Saturday on IGTV Live, YouTube, on the Social Notion Network, on the Speak Your Mind YouTube channel. Subscribe to both. Josh, do you have a YouTube?
I don't actually. I thought about making one. I just haven't gone that route yet.
Okay. Well, if you're looking forward to seeing Josh on the Speak Your Mind show, it is dropping Saturday. Shout outs to the Social Notion family. Shout out to my boy Josh. Thank you for coming on the show, man. It's been an honor for you to come on and talk to us about what you do and what you got coming up, man. We really appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's great to be here. And again, thank you.
All right, man. There y'all go, Josh Verax. Look him up, man. Stay tuned.
Speak your minds. My dog.
Them lies and them secrets might be the reason I can't sleep. I see you texting and calling, but baby, I ain't what you need. If you think about it, know it ain't me. If you think about it, just